Right, so everything has to be a take two. I went off waffling for 25 minutes where not so many would have done. So basically, warning on the Sonic models, large Prairie. It can't pull more than 2 coaches. Mine can't anyway. This is level track. The 64XX, which is a locomotive half the size, can pull 5. That one, 2, nothing. Rails have been really quite awkward with me at the minute. I'm going to remind them of my 14 days consumer rights. It's the way we're getting to here now. On anything purchased online, this is not fit for purpose. This engine is just not fit for purpose. So that's all boxed up, ready to go back. I realised it would have been really helpful for you folks to actually see a video of it, but basically, it didn't get further than say it was coming around that way. It would have got further than the corner here, and just. And that's if it actually moved at all in the first place without spinning its wheels. It's just, yeah, it's no good. So that's confirmed 00 for me, and I'm actually going to now look to sell all the British Engage off. I mean, the small pro should go back to Rails. They're going to have to accept that back on the 14-day rights that I have as a consumer buying something online. In the UK, it's something we enjoy here. So, yeah, that's going to be back. That'll offset nicely against my new City class. Yes, there is that. Let me just minimise everything here. Oh, hang on. Just in case I stand out of the way of the monitor, so at least now it's just Great Western. Oh, the second monitor up here, by the way, was purely for Flight Sim, if you're interested as to why I've got 2 set up like this and why they're like that. It was for, what was it called now? It basically let you have an airline. I can't remember what it's called. It let you have an airline, but it would show you the progress of your flight and what the minimum safe altitude was, and as you went along. So it was useful information to have. Air hauler 2, there we are. So that was useful information to have up here, and obviously flying down there. So that's why the 2 screens set up. Not sure why I plugged them back in again. There was a reason. Oh, the stream last week. Yeah, anyway, digressing. So that really helps offsetting against that, and then the rest of it is just goes. So I don't want any hooks back in to go. Oh, I've got this, I've got that, I've got the other. So yes, the class 17 and my class 31 my class 24, I've already got a home. They're going to be heading off over the Atlantic to the Highball in Hogger. And the class 17, he likes that sort of design anyway, and he took a real shine to the 24 from the offset, so I offered them to him first. Everything else will be going. I am not looking to do too many private sales like that. I prefer to do like a job lot, so off to, well, not Rails, but TMC or Ellis Clark or one of these other places that takes things. I know you get less because they have to process it and then say it's trying to make a profit still, but on the flip side of all that, it gets a lot gone guaranteed in one go, and so kind of balances there a little bit in my own head, and I'm happy with that. If the quotes I got from them were just too low, we'll give you 50p for the lot, not quite, guys. Then I would look at looking at eBay, especially now it's free up to 300 listings or something like that. You can sell, you get no charge on them now, which is great unless it's a car or a motor vehicle. I think rather than just particularly cars. But yeah, anyway, digressing. So yes, it's a real shame. I am actually very disappointed because as it stood this morning, this is why the video disappeared from last night about the Battle of the Gauges finale. If this engine had worked and worked well, I could have been persuaded to just go full N scale or Engage, British Engage. If I was a diesel electromodeler, which I'm not, yes, there are some peaks there, but I'm not enough into them. I'm a steam guy at heart, and forever will be. Then it could be a different story because you got the reliability is that much bit better from it. So, what happens from here? Well, yes, we have a stream to think about. I'm not sure whether it's going to be anything on the Engage. because there is also a bit of a realisation that's come across from the Japanese stuff. None of that is going anywhere. It's never going to go anywhere. But this realisation is a good one to have now, before I did spend any more money on it. So, yeah, things are changing around here. And I can only put it down to the counselling I'm having and the fact that I'm feeling more and more free as days go on now to actually be me. And I know this sounds really, really weird. The name Sakura Denture can stay. I'm not even sure about that now. However, the business cards will say Sakura Denture, and they'll be correct as of the day you get them. If for anyone who does get one at Tigers or everything. But the main thing is that logo is the one that's staying. So you'll get that bit's correct. It will still be me. But yeah, I don't know. It's the name people know me by online, so I will keep it and just leave it there, because I know some people have their Model Rail YouTube channels named after their favourite anime or their favourite TV show of other sorts, or their favourite character. I mean, Hot Dog Pilot Andy, if just as an example, hope you don't mind there, Andy. Just a good example. Hot Dog Pilot, what part of that indicates Model Railways? But we all know he is. We all know he's got a fantastic layout in his shed. He does those wonderful Sunday live streams. Yeah, and he's a thoroughly nice chap as well, actually, to be honest with you. The few interactions I've had with him online indicate this. And, you know, it's... so, you know, the channel name can stay, I think. We'll settle that one now. It can stay. I'm not into that business anymore. So, yeah, so basically, it's just working out what's happening on the stream tonight. There's a realisation that with the Japanese trains, I'm not really that keen to run any tonight as such. However, I would take real models over train sim any day. Train sim is good, but push comes to shove, it will be a train sim stream tonight, just depending on how I'm feeling and what I'm doing. But I could do a Japanese stream tonight, just give something a run. It might be the Panda train, and this is part of the issue. I've got things that I brought at Tings I haven't run yet. I've run in, maybe, but I've not actually run them on, there's carriages I haven't run there. So, with that in mind, there's the two new vans I brought, that I think are these ones. No, not even that one. Is it this one? I'll try one more. No. No, they're somewhere around there that I've not run either. I can't remember the flipping things are. So yes, in fact, where are we at? We're at 8 minutes. Okay, I'll tell you now, basically, I said to Dale earlier on, if I had my time again, with the opportunity I had that allowed me to buy all this, I would have probably got SL Yamaguchi and the Panda train, maybe. No, if I could know then what I know now, I would probably only get those. They wouldn't have gone further than that. That's the realisation, and added to that is the fact that, yes, I spent, I think this was 70 quid, this pack of 4 coaches, from Train Tracks there, and they haven't been out of the box yet. They're still completely as brought, and you saw, like, that indicates, because we ran the EH200, didn't we? So I've run the C56 in, but it's not pulled train yet. It needs a lot of work doing to it first before it can, because that goes with SL Yamaguchi. Yeah, it's not where I am with Model Railways. It's not how I am with Real Railways. To the point where I don't even feel like I particularly want to go to Japan at the minute anymore. It's really weird to say all this when a lot of you know me for it and that. And it was there. It was, it has been. Not saying it has been fun. And the great things I'm taking out of it are, do you see it there? It's Studio Ghibli. There's Howl's Moving Castle, collector's edition there. I've got my Totoro still. Japan as a country, yes, there is still an interest there in it, but yeah, as I go through this journey of mine, it is a journey. it is a journey of self-discovery as well, but it's not, there's negative connotations to that, isn't there? With like, it's the, oh, I'm taking a year off work and everything to find myself, and if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. It's not criticising that, but that's not what I'm doing. It's just sort of like, it's not a conscious decision. More of the normal me's coming out. There are things that have happened within the past 24 hours which I just plain would not have been able to do a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Things that I have needed a lot of confidence to be able to do in person, and I've done those things and actually reached a bit of success as well. One of which is my new job, of course. Actually standing up and going, no, I'm not saying yes to anything until you've actually put it all out on the table. What actually is involved in this role, Because at the one point, basically, long story short on that one, at one point it was going to be same or the same level or more work for less money, which doesn't make sense at all. So yeah, so I actually turned around and said, no, I'm not. If they wanted me to see if I want to do a trial of that, it's like, how can I make a decision on whether I'm going to do a trial on something? I'll say yes, I'm interested in it, but I need to know what's going on. And every time I spoke to someone, something else got added to it. And I just went, no, you can leave it. I can get some other mug to do this. For less money, I'm not doing it. But then they actually got around the table, decided what they want, re-offered it. I went, okay, we'll do it. But it wasn't a trial anymore. This was, right, basically it's the same job. I'm in the same job. It's just a different location. So it's not really a rehiring as such. So it's that's all worked out. But part of that is the realisation that I don't want to say I've just got no interest anymore, but that's sort of how it feels almost. So take from that what you will. So yes, I'm packing up all the Bridgestone Gauge today, pending it going on sale. I am looking forward to what the future brings with regards to modern railways now. It has come to mind again, obviously, that I could make this into an LNWR branch line. So just again back to where we were prior to all this, but the mighty Great Western is looming large in my mind. It could be this one is an LNWR branch with Great Western influence for now, and then obviously the GDR gets built in the garage proper, which where all those engines get used. But that's easier to decide. That's easier to think about. I think it's probably going to be a Great Western branch line because it's that slice of, until the garage is sorted out, what am I going to do? What's going to scratch my Great Western itch? And it's just easier to have it this way around, where the LNW features a little bit, because that's the other thing. I'm tied down to that 1910 to 1914 era where I want the LNWR. I'm tied down because that's where I want it, Whereas with the Great Western, the LNWR can slot in because my era isn't a recognised era as by the official standards because it doesn't fit anyone else. Like, you can't do the LMS in the same period of dates that I'm doing the Great Western because my livery that I chose goes from 1906 to 1934. Well, the LMS didn't exist for some of that. It'd have been the London North Western or the Midland or the Lancashire and Yorkshire or the North Staffs. Yeah, you see, that gets mentioned. It doesn't get mentioned often, does it? And it just, you can't do it quite the same way. You'd have to have different companies' liveries and that coming up to a certain point, and then it'd be LMS. So it's this way around. I can have my Great Western running, and then if I'm running engines from that early 1910s period, because the livery will be right already, and then I can go, oh, here's a connecting service from the London North Western, and then really you could almost do a layout through the eras then, because you could then say, well, look, the train's now being pulled by one of these. It could even be a Fairbairn tank. I've got a Fairbairn tank in a 1940s livery, so if I went beyond my era, moving forwards, so that's what he's known to do talks like that in front of everyone and do the big moving forwards lunge as well. you still have the 94XX running around doing the Great Western side of things, and then the Fairburn tank pulling in some LMS coaches. It could even do that ultimately. And it gives me a bit of room to have some LMS as well. To mix that in a little bit, maybe. But yes, so but the crux of it all will be a Great Western line here in the Midlands. Both of them will be Great Western in the Midlands. It's what I'm keen to represent. There's enough layout set in Devon, Cornwall, the West Country, Wales. The Midlands, I feel, is slightly lacked on the Great Western front, considering that two of the heritage railways for the Great Western are both in the Midlands, pretty much. The Gloucester and Warwickshire Railway is, because Warwickshire's in the Midlands. And of course the Severn Valley is in the West Midlands. So, and Tyseley, also. So it's the industrial side, it's the more industrial side of the Great Western I like to think a bit of. And the idea is, we've got a branch line here, then out in the garage. Because of the space restrictions, I won't be able to quite do, that was the floor by the way, I won't be able to quite do what I wanted to do with the N-gauge, where I had a bit of restoration of Snow Hill, coming out through Acots Green, and round maybe even to Leamington, where I was thinking, well, if I can find some LMS engine N-gauge that run nicely, looking at the Duchess there, would be nice, but it's the wrong condition. Have a little bit of rotation of Leamington Spa, so maybe have two LMS engine trains going round on a little loop, with the Great Western coming past. That isn't going to quite be possible. I don't think even the Gauge do it justice, so I might just focus on Acots Green Station itself. It's where my grandma grew up, basically. She remembers going past the station, so it's a nice little tie in there as well. So we'll have, but that sees Kings, Castles, because it's London to Birmingham main line. So it's big engines going at speed, and some decent freight trains too coming in and out of Britain's second city. The city of 1,000 trades. So yes, lots to look forward to. So it's lots to be positive about. It's been sad that that's not worked out. It's kind of sad as a realisation about this stuff, but ultimately these things happen. Your tastes change as you get older. At the time I wouldn't even looked at the Japanese stuff because, why? I've got my my Thomas the Tank Engine metal toys, or I've got whatever. It's and looking at ticket price, I know some people go to Japan and China as well. Actually, some of my colleagues go to China at least once a year. One of them, I think, is twice a year. But they don't do an awful lot else, as far as I gather. I know they've got family there as well. So that second person is actually married to a Chinese lady, and they come visit her folks, and then they go to Japan for a bit while they're there. And it's like, it does part of it is that, I've got to acknowledge this, part of it is that I can't go and see anything apart from a Shinkansen cab car up at York, which isn't really what I'm interested in anyway these days. When I first got on Japanese trains, Shinkansens were it. Floor again, by the way. But it's, I can go and see a Great Western engine, I can go and see an LNW, I can go and see Hardwick. It's a trek up north, but I can go and see it. Okay, not in steam these days, but I can go and see it. So part of it is that, and it's. I was telling Anthony the other day, there was a point because of the whole, we'll leave politics out of this, but whichever side you're on of it, but because of Brexit and certain individuals and the way they were using one of my other interests a lot as a reason for one of the decisions, the one that's opposite to me, so the one decision I wanted, I liked, that one I voted for. There was a time I couldn't even look at the UK flag, and now, as you can see there's a patch with a VC10 on it. I've grown there, but it's not about being, I think the British trains are just better than the rest of the world now, or anything else. The Japanese models are still head and shoulders above the British ones we've established that today. I've got a 262 tank here that's just so superb in its running qualities. which is why Engage is not the option. I have to go with 00. So, anyway, I've whistled on long enough. When the City class comes, we'll have a fun time of renaming that. I just want to do everyone's got that one, because everyone's bought that model's got that one. I do have other reasons for it, but everyone's got a model's got that one. I want a different one. I don't want City Truro either on that one, because I'm still going to hold out for an Indian red frame version of that one. Purely because with this era, one of my manors, Cookham, is in Sherburton, which came just after my era. My Duke Dog technically didn't exist till after my era, because the first thing you can have those is Sherburton, though I have got a picture of the one I'm modelling, 3215. Yes, not 97 anything, or 90, sorry, not 90 something, because this was before they were renumbered. Excuse me. But yes, it's that was on the floorboard, so it was not me. I'm pointing to where it is. They're doing it again. But I have got that actually paired with a tender with that style on it. But I have got a photograph of the real one like that, which is a bit of a bonus. So yes, you know, I have something to think of the sides, but obviously 1906, not everything would have suddenly just stopped being Indian red frames. It would have been a transition, and there'd have been things kicking around. So I'm still sort of holding out for getting a City Truro one day in that livery. And the same if I've got an Aberdare Goods, I'd be more likely probably to get. I'd hope to be able to get 2 of those. It'd be nice to have more than one. But if I was to get one, the first one would be Indian red frames. The 517 class that Dapol are doing, I'll be looking to get that with Indian red frames, because it's just, it gives that flexibility in that. You know, imagine seeing that all lined out with their frames and everything, then Hardwick comes in with the L&W train. It would really just look quite smart and quite nice. And I get to do a bit of pre-grouping and a bit of later as well. This is really is, again, so many more benefits to it all than actually what the N-Gage would give me. Despite the fact the N-Gage would give me longer trains, it pales compared to the advantages of the 00. So, yes. So, like I say, just a couple of things again to reiterate. Don't try and pull more than 2 coats with a Sonic Models Large Pro. Don't expect to do more than that, it won't do it. And also, this isn't the first time I've had issues returning something to Rails or dealing with Rails technical support. Even my Hawthorne Leslie took a bit of time to actually get across that it was acting up and needed to come back to them. It's, yeah, I'm not impressed, I've got to say. I will go out on a limb and say, now I've got Hardwick, this is the last time I'll be directly dealing with Rails, I feel, because it's happened. How many times did it happen before I called it there? I've had fantastic service from TMC. I like their pre-order system far more, and yeah, other shops are available, but TMC is going to be my weapon of choice, I suppose. Right, well, all that talking all over and done with. I'm now going to go and finish off putting away these. I don't need to have this out now for a Streamlabs because I've gone over the Japanese thing later on. So we might be looking at a Train Sim stream later, folks, because I don't want to rush getting the Trick C-Trek out and having a bodged fiddle yard just for, you know, trying to rush it for tonight's stream. I'd rather do it properly, take a more measured approach to it. But we'll have something in place by next weekend, of course. So yes, so we'll be a Train Sim stream later tonight. We'll have a few runs up and down the valley. It will be Great Western themed, so look forward to seeing you all there. Till then, or to the next video, depending on which one you decide to watch. Take care, stay safe, be well. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.